Hello and welcome to my exciting video about how I draw comics. Do not, under any circumstances, copy or use or any of the techniques in this video, because they are all wrong. So I always start drawing characters with the head. In this particular comic, the characters I'm drawing are in-game ones, so they have slightly larger, rounder heads than I would normally draw. I use paint, so I'm doing different layers. I just change the color of the pencil. Which might not be the best technique, but it's the one I'm used to. So for the most part, these in-game ones, they have little spiky hands. But I'm breaking the rule for certain animation, or them saying certain things. As you can see, hands are another, well, not the strongest part of my arsenal. So normally when I draw the head, I'll do the outline, and then I'll draw the eyes. As you can see, unlike a proper artist, I don't do like spacing them out or anything. So you end up with randomized eye shapes, sizes, features, heads, bodies, everything. Which is why you shouldn't draw like I draw. But you can at least use it as an example of what not to do. In this case, this is Sarah. She is going to be asking the group, two of whom are going to be off camera for this panel, what they're going to be doing. But Sarah's also just delivered some information about what's happened to her, which is going to be shocking for Navissa, the elf over here, who I've barely drawn. But Sarah doesn't care, because that's just who she is. So since she's kind of ignoring the situation, the Navissa it's going to be taking seriously, I'm having her not look at Navissa while talking. So I'm probably going to be going with that expression. I apologise for the number of repeated expressions you'll see in my comics if you ever look at them. Probably not a smile for this one. It's probably one of my main go-to expressions, but oh well. I'm not a professional. I'll allow myself to get away with it. Now Sarah normally has this kind of rounded hair. And it kind of goes like this. That's not a perfect example, but in this particular comic, her in-game character have her with a slightly different hairstyle, a bit spikier. We'll clean up the lines properly in post-processing. because I'm a professional, I never actually remember exactly how anything's done, so you'll see me pause here and there as I double check exactly how I drew it in other comics. Alright, there's the back part of her hair there, and then the rest of her hair here. And so I'll clean up some of it now, but one thing I always miss is these little dots here. And get rid of that, get rid of that. Right, now let's have a look at Navissa. So Navissa has a few different outfits. Most of my characters have the same one all the time, because again, not a professional artist. But Navissa was supposed to be on her barbarian character, which has a different costume. But because I'm a genius, I forgot that in the last comic. So instead, right now, she's in her sort of druid outfit. Which I've semi-written into it in a clumsy fashion. As you can see, I'm going for the simplistic spiky hands. Alright, so let's move the eyes around a bit. So Sarah normally has just like a line, or give her a bit of a rounded lip. Navissa has this kind of spiky, pouty mouth normally. And then this is the bit I normally draw about 500 times, and you'll see sometimes she's got a long point, sometimes she's got a short point. Again, don't draw things like I do, because it's horribly inconsistent. Sometimes it's a huge, great big thing. Sometimes this curve isn't very deep, sometimes it's, you know. Nope, still not happy. Naviz is a kind of sort of a nature-related character. So her hair is kind of supposed to be a bit like a leaf, you know. But I don't actually do that in it. And she has two things here. So this is where I always come unstuck. You need to make sure that this goes up far enough. And bring that down. And then it joins up here. So this bit here, I'll just tidy these bits away. And Navissa is an elf, so she gets an ear here. Sometimes I just put this like that, and then I draw her ear up here, and it's like it's coming out from above her eye, which probably isn't ideal. I like to emote with Navissa's ear, since I've not really planned much space for her here. it's a good excuse to have a wilting. And then her ponytail always tends to start somewhere around here. If I was drawing in full, it would be something a bit like this. But since it's not a multi, I just draw with the standard grid. Because again, lazy / not professional. So if I do that, I'll just give her the rest of her hair there. These segments are taking place in a video game in kind of the starter area of an MMO, which in this case is a fairly boring location I dreamt up, which is just a green field. And then sometimes if I feel like it, I lob a flying island in the background with maybe a little castle on it. A high budget scenery. I'm actually attempting to work on being better at backgrounds, but it's an ongoing process. Yeah, I don't want to give people eyebrows. I think maybe for Navista's surprise there will be. No, I always forget she actually is supposed to have a little staff. So the staff would be sort of across her back and up and around like this. Probably if I was sensible. Oops. I would draw the staff first. Yeah, so also part of my professional style. Sometimes her staff looks like that, sometimes it looks like that, sometimes it's like that. Just not very consistent. Maybe someday I'll change my style, but not for now. Since I'm probably just going to do one panel for this video, an example. Let's do all the colouring in for this. So do that to check if I've left any bits with the wrong colour. Sadly, for the example, and possibly for the first time in my comic history, I didn't leave any, but sometimes you'll get like a random orange dot. So I'll be like, oh, I need to fix that. Oops. I really don't like the pointers in Paint. That is one of the big problems that I have using it. By standard I use this one. I think I'm going to have to change my system if I ever end up upgrading, in inverted commas, to Windows 11, which my PC is not good enough to use, but my laptop is. Well, I don't generally use my laptop comics. So this side bit, I have commonly used characters, different outfits. These are both Navissa. Common scenes. This is an office. with the lights on and with the lights dimmed. I haven't actually. Let's actually save that. I haven't done that so far. I haven't actually put in my commonly used backgrounds for the MMO sections, so I will quickly switch window, grab that, a different comic. Just for the sake of laziness, I'll lob it there. So pop, pop, pop. I usually miss those little gaps. Oops. And then that. Oh, I also need her start color. There. And now Sarah, normally she's in this orange outfit, but right now she's a knight in game, so just copy the basic grey colours. One of the harder things for me to do, aside from art, is picking colour schemes. Because for some reason, when it comes to picking different outfits, I just forget that different colours exist. As you can see, my two main characters for this comic, or what I say as you can see, the two main characters for my comic are Jim and Vivissa, who both wear green. At the start of the comic, she varied things up by wearing this outfit. She does also have her pyjamas with the gaming section when it cuts to her at her computer, but I haven't actually put that costume there yet. So, actually, let's finish off Zara. She's looking a bit pale. There we go. Vivissa, this little bit for her neck, top of her dress, back hair, front hair, and there. I quite often forget her ears. Let's just. I'm lazy, sue me. Just for variation, I like to have different, clashing colours there. Sort of brown door. There we go. And then let's copy the dialogue. So again, I don't have layers. So the way I do speech bubbles is pop, fill, copy it back in, then as is standard, cover up some of the scenery I drew. Fact, probably move you over here. There. And then pop. Pop. tidying the speech bubble as though anything else in this comic is tidy. And there it is. I have not grown to the stage where I do lighting for the most part. Probably also helps if you're doing an example of lighting to actually change the colour. But yeah, I don't even know how light works, so I don't actually bother with that at the moment. Maybe someday. I mean, yeah, I'm not doing a serious effort of this right now. But yeah, maybe someday. But who even knows where the light's coming from? In fact, just to really upset any artists who are watching this, any real artists, should I say, let's put the sun up here. In fact, let's just not even make it round. And then, bop. Perfection. And let's actually undo all of that. Also, if you're doing silly edits, and you're using paint, bear in mind it only goes back so many steps, so save before being silly. But yes, that's my amazing artistic technique. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, don't tell me. Thanks, and bye.